And welcome to the Business Success Show with me, Mac Attram, your business coach. And today I am with a gentleman. We will call him AKA Mr. Marketing for now. And I will introduce him properly in a moment. He specializes in helping small to medium-sized businesses really utilize and uncover the thing that is the internet. How do you monetize? How do you make money through the internet? Now, if you're a small business owner, you know if you're not on the web, if you're not on the internet, if you're not making money on the internet, right now you are missing a big chunk of money that should be coming to you. Doesn't matter if you're a coach, a consultant, an entrepreneur, a specialist, it does not matter what business you're in. Do you know Amazon is selling everything as much as they can right now? This is the gentleman who helps people make money from dead, sometimes they may consider it as dead assets, but he'll show you how to leverage that so it makes money into your pocket. So I want to say welcome, Mark Newsome, Mr. Marketing. Hey, Mark, welcome to the Business Success Show.
Mac, thank you so much for allowing me to be a guest. Pardon me, man. This is a pleasure and an extreme honor, my friend. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And we're going to get going in a moment. I know you're coming in from all the way from Albany, New York. So
Correct.
Thank you for joining us over there. And tell me, why do they call you Mr. Marketing? Why that name? What's going on?
Well, you know what? It was by accident, Mac. Let me give you a super condensed story. I started out in a niche in real estate investing known as paper. That's the slang. It just means when a property owner took back debt to facilitate the sale, okay, I would work with corporations, institutions that specialize in purchasing this. And what kind of happened was the industry, in my opinion, the marketing, promoting side of it was kind of dinosaurish. So as I started to learn what I consider real marketing from people like legends, Jay Abraham, Dan Kennedy, the late, great Gary Howard, in terms of copywriting and making offers, a good friend of mine named Bill, he said, man, listen, you ought to be teaching some of this basic marketing stuff that you talk about to small business owners. I hadn't even considered this. And as I started to think about it, I said, this guy's right. This market is 20x times this little niche I'm in. And so what sort of happened is I started writing articles. And from there, I started getting invited to speak at some of the biggest conventions. And as a result of that, I sort of took on the moniker Mr. Marketing, because I started doing some creative stuff and list building, all kind of really cool stuff. And so I just kind of picked up that moniker, and a ton of people use it. But since my name is Mark, my first name, I said, this is kind of catchy, and it sort of stuck, and I've been running with it ever since.
Oh, awesome. Well, it fits, it works for you. So good for you. Just tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, your entrepreneurial background. How long have you been an entrepreneur? Where did it start? How did it start?
Excellent question. In my early 20s, I just,
you're only 25 now, right?
No, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a senior citizen by age.
Tell them.
And the bottom line is, I think in my early 20s, Mac, I got the bug because I don't want to say I'm creative. What I'm really good at, in my opinion, is spinning. In other words, you come up with a concept that's 8 plus 2, I can immediately say 7 plus 3. You know what I mean? Or 6 plus 4, or 12 minus 2. So I started to realize early on, I call them gaps. There's all kind of gaps in the marketplace where you can make money. You can monetize your ideas. So I just realized, you know what, man? You should, write a book. And I wrote a book about this paper thing. I have a self-published book, by the way, and I've leveraged that book. I've gotten it into several of the big real estate. They're not quite, I wouldn't call them gurus, but they carry my book. And then on the back end, I sell my marketing strategies for that particular industry. And things have just sort of morphed. And then the internet came along, and I realized, I said, this is the be all send all tool, my friend. I didn't see social media, internet coming, but as everything keeps developing, we got to remember it's all being leveraged because of the invention of the internet.
Right.
Social media. In fact, let me just share one quick thing with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share something with you that Mac already knows. This is so important.
Yeah.
I was on a podcast, and the host, this young lady, we don't have to name names, her whole premise was, we don't do anything offline. Because I brought up direct mail, and she tried to make it, in my opinion, sound like, well, that's old school. Let me tell you something. Before there was a thing called the internet, before Mark Zuckerberg came up with Facebook, before Reid Hoffman came up with LinkedIn, snail direct mail had already produced hundreds of billions of dollars, if not trillions, long before this came. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting you should be using snail mail, but here's what I'm telling you. Let's say Mac has a offline database of 500,000 people. If he puts your web address, your podcast address, your physical mailing address on that postcard, you're leveraging direct snail mail without using snail mail. Mm-hmm. And it's the exact same thing with email. Let's say Mac has an email list that he's purged. It started out with 1 million, now it's down to 800,000. But he mentions my podcast or my blog address or my whatever in his email to his list. I'm not using email, he is. If you're a small offline business, you got potentials, what we call, Mac and I call strategic partners, JV partners, affiliate partners, whatever the term is, it floats your boat. If you partner with them, like I'm going to suggest, and he suggests you should be doing, they could have access to email, social media, all these things that you're running away from, saying, oh, I don't do social media, I don't have time for Twitter. Let somebody who does partner with them and then let them mention your name. Like going on somebody's podcast. You see how you're leveraging somebody else's effort? That's called leverage. Like, let's say Mac and I are sitting in his favorite gourmet coffee shop over there in London, which I'm sure he's got a spot. That's one-on-one. The moment he or I come on each other's podcast or write in each other's blogs, guest blog, that's one to many, my friend. Mm-hmm. Do you understand a guy like, I'm just using him as an example now, Tony Robbins? Yeah. Did you hear, ladies and gentlemen, that, I don't remember, was it a year ago, 2 years ago? Tony Robbins was online for one day and he grossed $1 billion.
A lot of money, huh?
Now, how does he do that? Not by himself. No. He had affiliates who promoted that thing up the commune, so that, let's say he had, I don't know, with the technology, somehow they had 1 million people. If those 1 million people spent X, he grossed $1 billion. That's called leverage. That's what you and I want. You got all kind of untapped leverage staring at you, ladies and gentlemen, but you don't see it. In fact, Mac, you heard the famous joke. 2 guys are driving across the desert. One guy looks out and says, look at all that cactus. The other guy saw Las Vegas. You see the difference? They're both looking at the same thing. Yeah. 2 different visions. Yeah. If you're not rocking email, find some entrepreneurs in your local market who are. Strategic partner with them. Matt, is it okay if I share with your audience the magic question?
What is the magic question? I'm going to say, Mark, go for it. Mr. Marketing is in the house, everybody. Welcome to the Business Success Show. As you know, he talks, he knows his subject, so listen very carefully. Take note. Here we go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mac has no idea what I'm about to say. This is not rehearsed, I promise you. We're going to see if this Mr. Marketing Cat has the goods. Mac, is it okay if I periodically refer you new business and customers?
Absolutely. As an entrepreneur, who would say no to that?
Hello. Now, by the same token, as long as it doesn't take away from anything you are currently doing and focused on and will have going on in the not so distant future, are you okay with periodically returning the favor?
Oh, absolutely. Reciprocation is good. Collaboration is good. Yep, absolutely. If I get someone fits the bill, I can send them, because I can't help them anyway. More than happy to send them over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me check. You heard what he said, but let me translate what you did not hear him say. Mark, not only you get it, once he answered yes, not only will you get access to the current fabulous resources, contacts, assets that I have today, but the ones that are going to be even better tomorrow. That's what asking the magic question of your current and future vendors can do for your business. We're talking exponential growth, because think about this. Mac has employees. He has vendors. He has VIP vendors. question I just asked, if you get a yes, and only ask it of vendors you currently have and will have in the future that you have good rapport with, you're going to get access to all of that for pennies on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, Mac, will you tell your audience, I don't care who, you can hire Mac. He might be the greatest copywriter in the world, and I'm sure he's one of the top in the world. Here's the problem. If you write an ad, ladies and gentlemen, go on Facebook, or if you run a radio ad that's, was written, or a BSL, video sales letter that was written first, here's the problem. You can't run one ad. You're done. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, when you leverage Mac's assets and resources, and you know what else Mac has that he probably isn't taking advantage of? I don't mean him literally, but I'm saying this vendor, they've got inactive customers. Guess what? Your bonus lead magnet giveaway could be the inducement to get them to come back.
Absolutely.
You follow me? Mac, can I share a strategy that I want all entrepreneurs to start utilizing? I call this the McDonald's technique, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I just want to say this, that, hey, guys, make sure you're listening, because Mark is going and he's giving you nugget after nugget after nugget. I don't know if you can keep up because he's got so much to share. That's why we invited him onto this show. Listen carefully, because he shared two things already. Now, if you're cash challenged and you're thinking, how do I get my next client? Or how do I find these clients? How do I get leads? He's shown you 2 or 3 things already without saying it. Pay attention here. Go ahead, Mr. Marketing.
Wow. Fabulous, Mac. I got to get you as my agent, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we call this the McDonald's technique, and I'll tell you what. You walk into McDonald's, and remember, McDonald's and Burger King, they're all over the world. Wendy's, you walk in there and you say, they say, can I help you? You say, yeah, I'll have the strawberry shake and a quarter pounder of cheese. And that 16 or 17-year-old who is not a business mogul automatically comes back and says, would you like fries with that? Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand when they say, would you like fries with that? McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and whatever savvy entrepreneurs are smart enough. We call it an upsell, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Some people call it a bump. I'm old school. We call it bumps. But here's the point, or income multiplier, whatever works for you. Here's what I want you to understand. When you and I say yes, McDonald's does not have to go back on primetime television, primetime radio, run another outrageously expensive ad to get a first-time customer in the store. And what's the ratio probably, Mac? 80-20, meaning 80% expense, maybe 20% profit, or 90% expense, maybe 10 on that first purchase.
Right.
They've reversed that. You're already in the store. And they say, would you like fries with that? And they know mathematically, they don't get everybody. They don't have to get everybody. They got millions of people come through the door worldwide. If they get 10 to 40% to say yes, and Mac, here's what nobody ever talks about. This is what exponential growth is all about, ladies and gentlemen. McDonald's put their guru and guruettes in the room and said, come up with a way to upsell. In other words, multiply our income multiplier. And they said, how can we do this? And they came up with a 3-word phrase, ladies and gentlemen. When you and I say yes to, would you like fries with that? You know what they automatically come back with? Supersize you. And do you know what just happened? Unlike when Mac and I do an upsell where we offer a discount, McDonald's gets us to pay retail.
Yeah.
And they make even more money. That's why their executives live in really nice houses and drive really fancy cars and travel first class. Well, we don't have to be a McDonald's or a Burger King to utilize that. In fact, let me show you a simple strategy that if I knew Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels, Mr. $100 million company, he does a strategy that a lot of people use now, and I'm sure they got it from Russell, 99%.
Here it comes, people. Here it comes.
You know how Russell says, I have this new book or this new widget. You pay shipping and handling. And in reality, the paperback book, let's say, costs $2 to print. So with your $5 to $7 shipping and handling cost, that other $2 goes to pay for the book. So he's breaking even. You're paying his cost and he ships the book out. That's great.
Absolutely.
You know what else he should be doing? He should have Mac's time-sensitive flyer stuck in the book that says, hey, because you're a valued customer and you took advantage of this offer, my good friend Mac, blah, 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 has a special, extremely time-sensitive offer and it's hand-dated. You read the flyer and say, oh, this was normally $697. I can get the digital version for $197. Boom. And Max says, hey, Russell, because you're hooking me up, I'll give you 50% or X% of that first in sale, because Mac is basing, I'm going to make money on the back end, meaning the additional sales, the upsales, the repeat sales, the testimonials. He's making on all of that. So he's willing to give away half up front. Right. Just from sticking a flyer in a product that was being mailed out? Are you kidding me? Yes. In fact, let me run this by you. Ladies and gentlemen, because Mac, I don't mean to sound naive. Do they have Walmart in your country?
No, we don't have Walmart.
Okay, well, what's like a big retailer though? I'm saying what's
you can say Tesco is a big retailer. Tesco, okay. Yeah.
Let's say Tesco builds a mega, like a Walmart, a mega conglomerate, 2-story, where you get in the elevator and go up to the second floor. Now imagine this. You go in there during the holidays, you go up the elevator, and the entire second floor is blank. I mean, the shelves are empty. Nothing. What would your gut need reaction be, Mac?
Well, what's happened here? Well, why is
they're going out of business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you say, okay, Mark, what the heck does that have to do with marketing? You got an 8.5 by 11 flyer, and you only got one thing on one side. What? Are you kidding me? So all that prime real estate is blank.
Prime real estate.
Why? Right. Because you're not thinking like a marketer. You could have 4 offers, a quarter, and quarter, or you could have a half and a half, in which in that case, we call that an A/B split test. They'd have my offer on top, Max on the bottom, Max outpulls mine, the whole second side becomes Max offer.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, that strategy, what I just told you is 8 plus 2. Max is going to tell you 7 plus 3. The next entrepreneur is going to tell you 6 plus 4. You could be leveraging that one simple strategy to the hill.
My goodness.
Why? Why? There's so much missed opportunity out here. Okay, Mac, let me show you you already know this, but let me share with your audience. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you how you take a one-shot sale and then turn into a perpetual long-term repeat gold mine. And then we'll show you how to put on steroids.
Break it down. Here we go.
Okay, follow this. We're going to say Mac owns a single location, non-franchise gourmet coffee shop. I mean, everybody raves about this coffee he has. He's got all kinds of exotic teas during the summer, exotic lemonades during the summer. He's got exotic cocos during the winter, but his coffee, that's what we die for. He sells one of these, Mac calls it a big dope. It's a big plastic cup, nothing special, but he sells the first time you buy it is $7.79. We're talking gourmet here, but people love it. Here's what he's doing now. Max says, excuse me, he calls it his coffee club, puts a sign up, and he asks a question, are you a member of the coffee club yet? Question mark. So of course, I come up, I buy the beverage for $7.79. That's what I'm used to doing. And Max says, oh, by the way, from now on, when you bring the cup back, you only pay $1.99 or $2.69. In other words, what happens now is he's not trying to make it off one sale of his gourmet coffee. He wants you coming back to the store and taking that cup to work. And when they set it on the desk, somebody said, what is that? And he said, oh, you're that guy, Matt, the gourmet coffee shop down there? Yeah, you go in the first time, you pay retail. Every time I bring the cup back with me now, I only pay $2.79 for the same great tasting coffee. Now you think about each employee, and because Mac is super sharp, he knows he's going to do his math. About every 5 purchases, they purchase a dozen donuts. Maybe they purchase this for the company Monday morning meeting. But what I was getting at, here's what Max starts doing. He finds out who are the business people within his community. He makes contact with them and he says, hey, how many of your current customers love gourmet coffee? I don't know, 7 or 8. He gives them all cups. Let them know when they come to the shop now, they only pay $2.79 from now on, but they got to bring the cup with them. What? He could do, what do you call that, Mac? Customer greeting, a customer appreciation day, vendor appreciation days, where he's on, well, he wouldn't be, but his staff is on location serving these people this gourmet coffee and letting them know, hey, 2 blocks over around the corner, that's where our shop is. Every time from now on, you bring that cup back, you pay this.
Wow.
You're thinking, what? Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen, are you kidding me?
Mr. Marketing, so many golden nuggets, man. You've been dropping the bombs, dropping them. Now, I know you're on fire right now, but I just want to make sure everyone listening, make sure you like what Mark has just said. Mr. Marketing, type in Mr. Marketing right now. Whichever golden nugget he's shared with you so far, put it in the comment section. Make a comment. Say, hey, I love this. I love that. Whatever it is, I want to make sure you're paying attention to what Mr. Marketing is saying right now.
That is
so
great.
far, what I'm getting from you is this: secrets to exponential growth, and you're dropping them. Look, you think you can only grow one way by marketing at this angle? Hey, there are these other levers, and there are. So one thing you talk about often is this, Mark. You talk about turning dead assets or resources into bankable.
Yes,
bankable. What do you mean by that? Is that the kind of thing you've been talking about already?
Yes. No. Well, I'm glad you formalized, because I get off on a tangent. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hone in on exactly. That's an excellent question. This is going to open the door. If this doesn't do it for you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not your guy, and I totally apologize. Let me show you something real simple here. Let's say, if you guys notice how I keep changing Mac's careers, you see all these careers he's had. Let's say Mac owns a retail diamond jewelry store. He's single location, non-franchise. In other words, corporate is not pulling his strings, telling him what he can and can't do. So he's his own entrepreneur. But like many of you, he's been an island. I mean, he's trying to do everything by himself. Now follow this. Let's say he normally advertises using traditional advertising, local billboards. I call them alligators because they eat money. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't utilize it. But let me show you how you could take. Let's say, I'm just making up some numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say he normally spends about $50,000 a month on the usual suspects: local primetime television, local primetime radio, full or half page ads in a local newspaper, or the local throwaway guy. Okay, he's heard this Mr. Marketing guy on this podcast, and this guy is saying, "What if you did this?" Now, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. Mac, without us doing research right now online, who do you think is more likely to be a customer of a tarot card reader, a male or a female? What does your gut reaction tell you?
More of a female, more female.
Exactly. I agree. Now I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds a little sexist. I'm going to say it's probably 90-10, meaning 90% women, 9 out of every 10, and one guy. Not that we're not into it, but women will go pay for this kind of stuff. Now, follow this. One of what Mac does is he sends in one of his top female sales reps to go get a tarot card reading. But what he does is he hooks her up just for this meeting, a $2,500 diamond studded necklace and some $650 diamond studded earrings, which his real cost is half for each, or X. She goes, pays for the tarot card reading, which in reality, Mac is paying for it because he's considering this part of his promotion, his marketing. Follow this now. The tarot card reader reads her palm, or however they do it, read the cards, but she makes a comment, "Oh, I love your necklace." And the female sales rep says, "Well, listen, thank you for that compliment. Would you be interested in a proposition where you could get the exact same necklace and ultimately get it for free?" Well, he says, "What?"
Okay.
He pulls out these, the sales rep pulls out this two-sided market-tested index card. Side A says, "Enter our free drawing for a chance to win a $2,500 diamond studded necklace. If you're a gentleman, it's a $2,500 Rolex watch." You flip it over, and it's got a date. A space for a date, and it says, "Come to the store alone before this 10 or X day expiration date window expires. You save 10% off to $200. Not very sexy. It's not supposed to be. However, simply for dragging a friend who's at least 18 before this date, you can save 40% off up to $1,500. In other words, XX. Don't put it in your mind as has to be these numbers etched in stone. It's the concept, XX. If the friend joins our list before they leave the store, scarcity, they can save 30% up to $1,000. The McDonald's techniques. Would you like fries with that? Certain number of those women are going to drag a friend. They're going to text. They're going to jump on the phone. "Girl, you're coming with me. What's going on? I'm going to this jewelry store. And if I go, I save 40%. And if you join their list too, you can save 30%. up to $1,000. I can save up to $1,500. Now, here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The tarot card reader, she tells her, says, you pass these out. And every time one of these customers leads, upgrades to a customer, we don't care what they spend on that first sale, we're going to pay you $50.
Okay.
The moment you reach 50 or X, could be 30, 10, you do your math, whatever, we're going to double it to 100. Now, follow this. How much is your lease payment here? Oh, $800. You sell 8 of these at $100 and your rent is paid.
Okay.
What? Soon as you reach 50 customers, we're going to refund you back the money you paid for the necklace or the earrings. Say what?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you some women in her inner circle or professional circle are going to say, how do I get hooked up?
Yeah, they'll go all out.
Right?
They'll go
Ladies
all
and gentlemen,
out.
do you see this? Now, here's the other thing, because Max, he's a brilliant marketer. Here's what he tells her. He says, listen, as soon as you send us 50 customers, I want you to go online and go to this designer handbag thing, because see, he's got an arrangement with these people where he can buy any bag he wants at cost, because he's going to hook them up with some bling. He says, pick out a bag between $800 and $1,200. You let me know what it is and I'll get it for you. What? Now, she's got a $2,500 diamond studded necklace that she ultimately got for free, and she got this rocking $1,000 bag. Do you not think she became a walking, talking billboard?
Oh, yeah.
Now you say, well, I don't get the dead asset thing, Mark. Instead of wasting all that money on that billboard, you take a fraction of that money, keep the other money in your pocket, and let her do your marketing and promoting for you. This is what I mean by taking what you thought was a dead asset, right? Now get this. Mac will tell you this, so I don't want to sound too overhypey. It's still going to get down to 80-20, Mac, correct? 20% of the people or the marketing stuff we do is going to produce 80% of the results, and 80% of it is only going to produce 20.
Yeah.
Well, if you go around to the different tarot card readers, right? Only 20% of them are going to really blow this thing up, but that's okay. Once you figure out who they are, you kind of slack off. You know what I mean? On the other ones. Here's something else. Matt, you know this as well as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you there is a living legend lady killer, I'm not talking about Denzel or Brad Pitt. Okay? This guy that I'm about to name surpasses both of them. And Mac, tell me if I'm wrong. As soon as this tarot card reader brings in a couple of customers, you know what Mac's going to do? He's going to call up the local gourmet candy store. He's going to have a dozen roses, a box of chocolates, and a 7-foot teddy bear.
Wow.
Delivered to this lady. She's going to put that teddy bear in the store. And when her customers come in, I guarantee you, I can't say percentage-wise, but some of them will say, oh, I love your teddy bear, girl. Where did you get that? And he's going to say, the jewelry store guy, Matt, 2 doors over, he got it for me.
Wow.
Say, what? And that's when she's going to hand him the card. And she's going to remember the card has a 10-day window. It's not 10 business days, ladies and gentlemen. It's 10 days on the calendar. Whatever that 10th day is, she puts that down. And she says in full disclosure, hey, just so you know, I have a relationship with these people. They pay me $50 for every person that becomes a customer. But you're getting prices that the general public can't get.
Amazing. Well, you are full of what we say. You are full of it. And when I say full of it, you are full of good stuff.
I hope so.
You're full of that good stuff. You're full of it. Now, that's fantastic. Hey, Mark, I will say this, that we could go on for hours. I know, because you've got so much information to give. You've given some golden nuggets already in terms of how people can really uncover the hidden secrets, hidden assets, hidden cash in their business that they may not even be aware of. Now,
exactly. And that's why you need us, ladies and gentlemen. You need
exactly. So for those people who want to connect with you, who want to learn more from you, and say, hey, I've got to check this dude out because I can listen to him and he's got some stuff that may help my business. What's the best way for them to connect with you?
Thank you so much,
find out what you do? 2
things, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to Spotify.com and pull up my podcast, The Marketing Minute, Mark Newsome, Newsome. And if you like what you hear, do me a solid, and give me a 5-star review only if you think it's warranted. Number 2, please drop by my house. You Can Market Online. That's you, canmarketonlinenow.com. That's my blog address. I like to call it the Tiffany's of financial information on the Walmart price. You know what I'm saying is there's a ton of information in this, a ton. But here's what I want you to do. Mac, I have a special free 9-page report that talks about this concept of back ending. We didn't really get a chance to get into it because there's just so little time and so much stuff to cover. But that free 9-page special report, ladies and gentlemen, will open your eyes to, like he said, there's so many avenues for you to go. Don't think linear. In other words, if you hear 9 + 1, automatically say, well, can I do 8 + 2? Can I do 7 + 3? Can I do 20 divided by 2? Absolutely.
Right.
I want you to download that free 9-page special report because it also has a 22-part email sequential follow-up series called the Small Business Marketing Mastery Series. I said all that to say this to your audience, Mac. Ladies and gentlemen, you download that report, you start reading it, you start getting the sequential follow-up email messages, and at some point you say, you know what, Mark, this is good, but it just doesn't work for me. Here's what I want you to do. Please feel free to unsubscribe anytime you wish for whatever reason you want, and you and I can still be friends.
Now, that's fair enough. You know, I checked out, let me repeat what you said. YouCanMarketOnlineNow.com. And I checked it out a few days ago, and it was so full of content. I said, oh my goodness, I've got to take some side by side and say, which topic do I want to get deep into? Because there's so much content you've put on there, you know, and you're not trying to be flashy and say, you know, the best designs. You're just saying, here's the stuff you need. Here is the stuff. And also I'm going to check out your Spotify as well, and which is fantastic. Hey, Mark, I want to say thank you.
Thank you,
We'll be ending. I'll see if you've got a last word for everyone in a moment. For those of you who are listening in, I want to say you've been listening to the Business Success Show with Mr. Marketing, Mark Newsome, with Mac Attram, your business coach. And I want to say this, like, comment, leave a review. If you are on LinkedIn, connect with us, share with other people. If you're watching this across your particular social media platform on YouTube or Instagram, you know what to do. Smash that like button, follow us, connect, subscribe on YouTube, whatever you need to do so we can bring you more awesome experts just like Mr. Marketing, just for you.
Fabulous, man.
Hey, on that note, Mark, any final words for our audience before we wrap up?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention 2 things. A, if you're rocking social media, that's great. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this. You and I are glorified tenants on those platforms. The Mark Zuckerbergs of Facebook, the Reid Hoffmans of LinkedIn, they're the landlords. They can pull the plug anytime they want. That's why you got to be rocking your own email list. Offer some type of free drawing, something sexy enough that if you were to consume, you say, oh yeah, I'd pay for that. That would make an excellent lead magnet. You follow me? Right. And start building your list. That way, if your plug gets pulled on, or as I like to say, if your Titanic hits an iceberg, social media, you still have a way to get in front of your audience, your tribe. So that's very important. I mean, and stop treating your business like a one-night stand. What the heck does that mean, Mark? You're going from customer to customer to customer instead of nurturing the relationship you already have with a current customer or client. They can repurchase, they can spend more, they can come more often, and they can spread the word. Absolutely. That's how you grow exponentially, my friends.
Where you go? They say, look, we can go on for hours here, and he'll keep dropping and dropping it and dropping it because Mr. Marketing, he is a giver. He's just giving because he wants you to succeed. So I want to say on that note, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening in. Remember to like, make a comment as well, and give us a thumbs up. And share with us what stood out for you the most. What did you learn? There was so much there in just that short space of time. So on that note, I want to say thank you very much, Mark. And listen, we'll catch up very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in.
I hope so, my friend. Thank you.